You know why I'm not 100%?
Yeah.
Because I'm still recovering from New Year's.
Okay, yeah, you're still
Like
locked?
a little bit, because like I didn't really sleep that night.
Oh, okay, so your sleep schedule's been fucked?
Yeah, so like, not really. No, I slept at the right time yesterday and woke up at the right time today.
Yeah.
I just feel a bit like still like, ooh.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel absolutely fine.
Well, I get like 2-day hangovers now.
Yeah, I didn't even get a 1 day. I went hard the next day.
Second day hangover was like.
I went hard the next day.
I'm glad I didn't vomit at least. I was happy, but
Yeah, you're like, what? Like, what's up with you? Like, why are you like a bitch? Like, why do you like?
because I started drinking alcohol before you even fucking. I started drinking alcohol before you even like fucking knew how to be cool in high school, bro.
Yeah, but I don't get what that means for anything.
It means I fucking already ran my fucking races, bro. It's your turn.
I know
man.
it doesn't have a time limit.
Well, apparently
I know people that drink less, that have drunk less than me, that get hangovers.
They're
bitches too.
Maybe the
I know
answer
people
is
have drunk more than me that don't get hangovers.
that you just don't drink enough, bro.
I drink a lot. I drink plenty.
You just don't drink enough.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
It's not real, man.
Apparently, drinking straight helps you out quite a lot.
It probably is that. It probably.
But I don't
is
drink
that.
straight.
They say you usually get hangovers over other things, not the alcohol. Well, I mean, you get the hangover because you're missing the alcohol. Maybe that's what it is, bro. Maybe I just missed the alcohol more than you.
You miss it the next day.
Yeah,
Okay.
my body misses it more. It's like, oh no.
You're more.
Where's that thing that makes me outrageous?
You're more emotional to like alcohol loss. You're like, where's it gone?
Where's all that? Where's all of it gone? That felt like a part of me.
But yeah, New Year's. This is welcome to 2022.
Welcome back. Welcome back, fiends. 2022 is going to be bigger, badder, and better.
Bigger, badder, better.
Bootier.
Boisterous.
Boisterous. Okay. Brilliant.
Benevolent.
Benevolent. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Bavarious.
Brilliant.
Bavarious.
Brilliant.
I said that.
Did you?
Yeah.
Bravio.
Bravios.
Braviosos?
Braviosos.
Osmosos. Yeah, no,
it's going to be crazy.
It doesn't. I tell you what, it doesn't fucking feel anything different so far.
Well, it legitimately didn't. Like at 12 o'clock, I forgot it was 12 o'clock. Like I skipped past 12.
Well, you didn't even have the countdown.
No.
Wow. Yeah, that's.
Sex in the City was playing on the TV, so.
That's pretty poor on your behalf. I gotta say that. I gotta say that's pretty poor on your behalf.
No, just don't care for it. Time is relative.
Oh yes, you're gonna celebrate it on the 15th when they have snack. You've not got your refund. You're just going to snack the next festival.
Yeah, bro, 100%.
Yeah. And you're gonna.
And then 12, I'm gonna be like, Dad. Everyone's like, why is this cunt counting? 9, 8, Happy New Year.
You're trying to neck on with some girls. And they're like, what the
She's
fuck?
like, what are you doing? New Year's kiss. She's like, you haven't got one in 15 days. It's today. Whenever snack is on, that's when New Year's goes.
We move things forward
Snack
or
New Year.
back 15 days because Mark McGowan has that power just to move things back 15 days. Because why not? Because why the fuck not? Yeah, so that night was uneventful for you. So you don't.
It wasn't that crazy. Yeah,
You just got drunk, watched Sex in the City.
Yeah, well, other shows and stuff as well. But I do remember that Sex in the City was on. So maybe that's like a sign for this year. Like maybe my life is gonna be more like.
Maybe you're gonna have a lot more Sex in the City.
Maybe I'm gonna be
I
Samantha.
can't remember what I was watching around that time.
Ooh.
Can't remember what I was watching around that time, but something was on the TV. Then we tried to get countdowns going on the TV. I could not fucking manage that for the life of me. But
I know that seems weird getting a countdown on your TV.
just for it to go 10, 9, 8, woo, so we could go woo. I couldn't do that. We had to just get it like on like a website. I know we found one because I think we have the same time zone as Thailand, but it was just in.
It was Thai.
It didn't say Perth. It said Thailand.
Okay.
And then so it was just a live stream on YouTube or some shit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't. It was like 12:04, I think, when I realized it was 12.
Oh really? Yeah. Okay.
And I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
Dope. Another year.
Another one. Just another one. My birthday's this week, so I've got that to celebrate now. Thursday coming up. This will be up. Maybe this might be uploaded on my birthday. I might be 23 by the time this comes out.
Bro, big.
Fucking massive,
Big
bro.
23.
23rd year.
Thursday.
Got 24th year on this planet. Fucking make it a big one. I think having your birthday so close to Christmas sucks.
What? Because everyone else kind of gives you shittier presents.
It's better. It's better after, but it's
Not even just It's not even because your birthday's near Christmas. It's because your birthday is after fucking New Year's. Everyone's spent the fuck out.
No, normally people are still going pretty wild for the next week. Normally, I find.
Not in terms of how hard they're going in terms of drinks and shit. I mean, cash.
Oh yeah. But normally if you're getting the present of someone a week of, then you fucked up. But no, normally after it's alright because people have Boxing Day sales. And people get you presents.
Christmas.
Yeah.
I said I'm not talking about Christmas.
I know.
Well, you're just making my case more and more. It's Christmas, then there's Boxing Day that they're going to spend on, and then there's New Year's Eve, which they're going to spend on.
Yeah, because they're going shopping on Boxing Day, and they're like, oh, what's coming up in like a week's time? Jack's birthday. Might as well get his present.
Who thinks that?
Everyone that's coming up to
Who is everyone?
Everyone that's going to
Name everyone that bought you a present.
I don't know yet. It's not been my birthday.
Who's bought you the present?
It's not been my birthday. It's not been my birthday.
No one. You know what?
My mum said that.
Oh.
No, my mum said it's easy to buy for me. My mum said it's easy to buy for me because of that reason.
Right. Okay. So your mum. Right.
Yeah. No, but she's the only one that said that.
Right. And so that's just like. That's it.
Well, no,
she's
just
the
saying.
only person that probably thinks that way.
You're actually just a little bit brain dead, I think.
No, I understand what you're saying. I'm just trying to tell you that everyone else, other than your mum, that does, is probably just going to buy a birthday present a few days before.
No. Because she'll probably be the only person that buys me anything, so we'll probably just see.
I'll buy you something, and guess what? The other 50% of the people that buy you something are not buying it on Boxing Day, my friend.
You're going to buy it.
Sorry to disappoint you, bro.
That's fair. That's fair, though. You're only doing that, though, because of this reason. You're actually probably going to forget, and you probably won't give me anything.
No, I won't.
No, you will. Because you won't even see me on that day.
Huh?
You won't even see me on that day.
Yeah, but I'll still buy a birthday present.
Yeah, but then it won't be my birthday. So what's the point?
Yeah, but I'll just drop by.
Well, no, I'm not going to be home.
Because you're going to be with someone.
I'm out all day.
Fair enough.
So,
but I'll just buy you a birthday present for your birthday, and then when I see you...
But it won't be my birthday anymore.
Like,
so it won't be a birthday present, it will just be a present.
It'll be a belated birthday present?
No, it will just be a present.
Okay, yeah, it's your present because you're South Korean and your birthday's on the 1st, and I'm like, there you go.
So I got my birthday yesterday.
We all did, basically. I'm just buying your present now because it's closer to your other birthday.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I'm buying in the vicinity of.
No, you're just buying it because it's a day.
I'm buying in the vicinity of your other birthday.
No, what do you mean the vicinity? I know it's either within the 24-hour period or it's nothing.
Well, you know what? You just fucking argued yourself out of a present.
Good, that's not the point. Then 100% is going to get it on Boxing Day.
Huh?
100% of my presents are being bought on Boxing Day.
Okay, cool. And that's fucking...
That was my original point. So
that's all you wanted?
That's all I wanted.
Okay, cool. And then you lost a whole 50% of
I don't want your present.
Oh, it would have been cool.
It wouldn't have, though. It wouldn't have.
Yeah, good luck.
What would you have got me?
Well, cool. Next time...
No, it made me feel sad.
Okay.
Made me feel sad.
Ready?
What would you have got me?
What this was about to say. Next time, when you come over my house and you open my door in my room and you see me and I'm just like standing up like this, I'm going... And you just see my fucking sick-ass Beyblade just go into the arena and just go...
If you would have got me Beyblades, I literally would have thrown them out.
And this is why you're a shit friend.
I'm sorry, but like that...
Cool.
I'm sorry, but they're not...
Alright, well, look, the other present, one was a Beyblade, and the other thing that you also ripped was just anal beads. So I was gonna buy you that as well.
Oh yeah, I would have regretted that. That would have been upsetting. I wish I didn't say
so
now.
Now you fucking...
Damn.
There you go. You could have got anal beads, and now you're not getting them.
Now I've got to go buy my anal beads by myself.
Yeah.
That sucks.
And now it's gonna be awkward for you.
No, I'll own it.
You own it? Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, can I try the product first?
Do you have a trying on section?
Try on section. You can have this one bag. I don't think it fits me. And it's just shit, just dripping.
No, he's like, yeah, we have one in there. Let's the user test. You
just take one of those dildos out of the thing. You're just like in front of the salesperson, and you're like, yep, fits. Take this one.
Good girth.
And they couldn't get angry at you because you bought it.
They would still get angry, I think.
No, but you try to board
it. That would be a good idea for a sex store. Try before you buy a policy. Try before you buy a policy.
There's just people lining up like...
But like, it's all the same one, so you've got to share the same dildo.
Oh my god.
That would be pretty gross. That'd be pretty gross. Yeah, but like, New Year, fuck it. It's going to be a good year. Like, I reckon.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Like, a lot of shit to go down, I guess. It's like, it doesn't feel any different. Like,
But that's what I'm saying. Just another
But-
day. It's just like based on the calendar. It's
Time
just,
is a human construct, my friend.
yeah, that's why I
Whoa.
said when you said, "Oh,
Whoa.
why didn't you care that you weren't on the countdown?" I said time is relative.
Yeah, I still understand that, but
In that in those moments when I was drinking, bro, time was limitless.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're also saying
that's why I missed alcohol so much the next day.
You're also saying that's also why you weren't celebrating it because no one else knew either. All the hundreds of people around you didn't know it was.
Yeah, the hundreds of people.
The huge.
All those people around me.
All the girls, like the tens
All
of thousands
those
of girls.
My whole harem.
Everyone forgot.
Yeah, no, I had 5 girls like just sucking my dick, and I was like this. My hands are busy, and then as I picked up my phone off my shoulder with my mouth, I was like, "Oh, blow my phone."
No, well, my story's pretty similar, right?
Yeah.
I had 5 girls sucking my dick, but like.
But one was bouncing at the time. It was 10, 9,
No,
8.
I was playing Rocket League, so like I couldn't see the countdown.
And then Rocket League just paused. It was like, "Happy New Year!"
No, I missed it because of Rocket League.
Oh, you missed it. You said you didn't miss it before, so now you're going back on what you said. You said you were looking for a countdown the whole time.
Yeah, and I didn't find it,
Okay, cool.
so I played
Right,
Rocket League.
so you played Rocket League instead. Yep.
Yeah. Come on,
With
listen.
all those hundreds
Keep
of
up,
women.
keep up.
Right, sorry.
No, I didn't have hundreds. I only had a couple.
Oh,
Tight knit group,
sorry.
you know. Tight knit. We all know each other by our first names.
Yeah. Oh, it's that. It's the gonorrhea support group, right? You guys all met up.
Well, that's how we originally
That's how you spread.
That's how we met each
That's
other.
how you spread the religion.
That's how we met each other. we
Yeah, I know. That's what
Yeah.
you do at those meetings. Talk about the gonorrhea.
Yeah, and then we had deep connections and shit, like relatability, and
Yeah.
now we're here.
Now we're here.
This
Gonorrhea.
What do you?
Now we're here. Gonorrhea.
Gonorrhea.
Now you're here.
That's it's a good support group, man.
Mm.
Like you go there, you talk about like it started from gonorrhea, and then it like evolved onto like talking about how your feelings
Okay.
and like
And you felt like
feelings
it
about
was just
gonorrhea.
in general emotional rehab, in some sense.
I guess, yes.
It's nice. It's nice. Safe
is.
environment for you. You haven't had one of those in a while.
Yeah, everything's always dangerous.
Yeah.
I grew up like with like my family had to like bubble wrap all the
Yeah.
spiky things on my house
Yeah.
because I'd always just be falling over
Yeah.
or like near dangerous shit. And,
Yeah.
So they were like they had to keep me safe.
You know Ratchet and Clank? Yeah, I'm Clank.
I do know
That's
it, but
how
I don't.
dangerous my
I don't
life
get
is.
that kind of I don't get the reference.
You
I know who Ratchet and Clank are, but I've never like. I don't know why he's dangerous.
He's not dangerous. I said his life is dangerous.
I don't know why though. Like that's like
You haven't played the game?
I've played. I would have been like 8, like you know. And I remember.
Like sometimes I
remember
wonder,
double
like,
jumping.
how
like,
much
in,
of
like,
your childhood, like, do you suppress? Like,
I don't do. I played a game. Like how do you remember like
I just remember things from the past vividly.
how no, but like, a game like you played.
Like I remember like movie scenes, like random movie scenes.
So would you be able to tell me the whole movie though? I don't remember movies. I
Really?
watched 8.
No, I don't remember
watched,
the words. I remember it very visually.
I watched 8 Below again the other day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I watched that way back in the day as a child. I was like, I remember what happened. But man, half the movie I was like, this is bullshit. This isn't. All I remember was him finding old Jack and being like sad because obviously old Jack died.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's the only scene that I really remembered, and I was like, that's sad. But like there were way more sad moments than that, and I was like devastated through a lot more. And I was like, whoa, there's actually way more to this movie than what I remembered.
Yeah.
So I don't remember shit.
Well, see, I remember things more visually rather than the actual.
Yeah, I
dialogue.
remember.
I'm not saying
I remember that.
I'm not
yeah.
saying I fucking come to be like, "Where you going to get to my daughter's wedding?"
You haven't watched the movie in 8 years and you recited all word for word. Is there what is one movie you think that, because you're a movie buff, what is one movie that you think you would be able to, like, there are parts that you can recite, like when it gets into like.
Not anymore, but you used to be able to recite Shrek 2.
Really? Yeah. Okay. So when you.
I can remember some Shrek 1 lines, mostly from Donkey, but
That'll do, donkey.
no, that's not from Donkey.
Is it? Is it? That was Shrek. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's saying it to Donkey.
Yeah.
Donkey
yeah.
said that to himself. That'll do, donkey.
That'll do, Donkey. That'll do.
In Shrek's voice.
Yeah. Yeah, he was imitating.
He was imitating Shrek. Yeah, it's happened in the second movie.
That's one movie I remember. What other movie would I have remembered lines? Yeah, not many. I'm more of a visual. Like I can visually recreate a scene.
I remember the Simpsons movie when Homer is falling down the sandpit and he's giving the fingers to everyone.
Yeah.
And then he's like, shit, and he has to dig himself out, and then he gets scratched.
I remember when they came out to the movies and I went to watch it and I was like, oh my god.
I remember when my dad definitely didn't illegally
stream
like get it on. No, he got his own disc. Like he could do that. He did all the disc shit.
Ah, okay.
And like that was way back in the day. And then we just had it on the disc.
Well, you torrent it and then you put it on a disc.
Yeah, he did whatever. He definitely didn't do that though.
He didn't. He's
no,
not a pirate.
No. We bought the movie at the store when it came out.
That was an actual pirate that came to Freeport and would sell CDs.
Randomly.
Army matey, I found these on the bottom. I swear these are not from the internet. I found this treasure long ago.
At the bottom of the Atlantic.
This movie came out this year. Yes, they have the current future.
Have you seen the that meme about where like when you go to a black barber shop and they've already got movies that like aren't even
I love that one.
Like, he's got dudes in the cinema in the fucking barber shop watching some movies.
Yo, you see Spider-Man 2023?
That's a question actually for you. Did you ever go cinema hopping, like movie jumping?
Never.
Really? Okay. Yeah, me either. Definitely didn't.
Never did that. Never. What else? Like that's kind of cheeky. I've never sneaked out of my house.
What do you mean,
like my parents telling me you can't leave, or me having some sort of restriction when I was younger? Like,
I don't think I never really had any restrictions. Like I never felt like scared enough not to tell people and then not be able to go out.
I had restrictions till I was like 13, 14. I could only go out till like 7 o'clock when it got dark.
Yeah, but like, would you have to ask to go out, or would you just go out?
I'd usually have to ask, like, can I, like,
yeah,
go
and then
to the park?
Then you still had restrictions at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of bullshit.
So when it was like 6, 7, my mum would call me and be like, "You better be getting home from the park, wherever you are." Blah blah blah.
I understand that to a degree. Okay, so it would always be around 7 o'clock. You mean, like it'd always be?
Well, yeah, because that's when it was getting dark, and that's when the pedophiles would come out.
Yeah, they just start this. They
just come out of the bush. Kids.
it's like one of those dramatic movie scenes where you're
just
like
running.
Crawlers
come out. What the fuck?
There was like 6:58 and like it's
the
clouds. No, the clouds chasing you as it's getting dark. No. And pedophiles are in the cloud. And you're running away.
A pedophile catches you at 6:55 and he just freezes. And he's like, "Oh shit, I'm in the light and it's 6:55. I can't rape him." Let go. Wait 5 more minutes, kid.
No, it's 6:55 and you've got trapped by a pedophile. But there's 2 people across the street being like that, like shocked. And then he's like, "Oh shit!" And then then you get to go. But because if it happened 5 minutes later, they just ignore it. It's just like, "Oh, that just happens."
No, imagine
it's like, 7 o'clock.
Imagine it's such fucked up where we're like older adults, just like people just walking with their dog at the park. Someone's listening to me, someone's going for a run, and it's 7 o'clock exactly when the night turns. Older adults just start running you, trying to rape you.
I can't remember the movie that it is, but like it's like once. I can't remember what movie it was, but like once it got dark, like it was like swarms of shit coming out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Basically like that.
Yeah, but like that would be hilarious if that was the case. Of just like all of a sudden, just out of every house, some like fucking pedophiles just coming at you. The pedophile wars. Do you reckon there's got to be communities of pedophiles, right?
Secret ones probably online, yeah.
Yeah, that's gotta be weird. Because like you look at the amount of pedophilia that goes on. Actually, that's a good question.
I'm guessing there's like websites dedicated to it, so clearly there's groups, That's
a question I've got for you as well, though. So do you know the opinion of like people where they're like, pedophiles that don't act on it?
Oh yeah, are good people.
Like they're fine because they admit it because they're just sexually attracted to underage people.
That's a tough one because
what do you think about that?
That's a tough one. It really is. Because, man, like, what can you do? Like, he hasn't committed a crime. It's like saying, it's the same thing as saying, like, I've 100% had moments of where I was like, I'll kill this fucking person, right?
I thought you were going to...
But I never planned it
pedophilia.
No. But I've never planned it.
I've had moments where I want to fuck a 4-year-old.
And I've sort of planned it out, but I've never, like, followed through. But if it came to like being like, oh, you just think that, like, what if, for example, let's say this, right? You're walking down the street and you see this woman and she's fucking voluptuous, like she's womanly, and you're like, oh wow, she's very attractive, and you just walk past and nothing happens, and then like someone with you is like, bro, she's 17, like, oh, I know her older brother or something, and you're like, fuck. And you feel like, what can you, like, what if you didn't know she was young, right?
Yeah.
But I guess the pedophilia is like, you know, that's a little kid.
Yeah,
I think that's still more so attracted.
That's what I'm also thinking.
That's iffy, but if you're not following on it, it's like, I don't know, I can't commit you to anything you're not following through on.
Yeah, so when...
Like, there's plenty of moments in my life where I've thought of doing something terrible and I've not followed through.
Yeah.
You can't judge me on what my mind thinks, because sometimes your mind like goes somewhere else.
What? Okay, so when, like, for an example, even like then, like when, so for an example, when does it become attempted murder? Like how far, or like you've attempted something, like what level do you have to get? Like, would you have to have...
There has to be some sort of foundation or some sort of planning or some sort of like manipulation into like the plan. So for example, when I say planning, pretty obvious, you know, you've organized this person to come here to pick this body up or whatever, or you've organized this person to come to this location, some sort of planning, or some sort of like indirect kind of planning where you've got notes at your house that basically say this person is going to be here on this day, so you're kind of like keeping up with what they're doing.
So that'd be mad though if like someone planted some shit like that. Like if you planted someone's like...
Well, people have been doing that for hundreds of years. Planting shit, thousands. What am I talking about? Hundreds, thousands of years. You know how many cunts back in the days? Oh, my emperor! Have you not heard what Cornelius has said? He has said that he is willing to betray you. You must kill him, sire. He has said he is willing to betray, but Cornelius is so loyal. No, sire, he's not. He's trying to betray you. No, Cornelius would never. But sire, him and his wife, they are actually part of the rebels. And then boom. See? Easy as that. Planted. That guy, Cornelius, probably was good.
Poor Cornelius, man. Like back in the
then they didn't even give a fuck. They gave a fuck about even less evidence, because he was like, well, you're the fucking emperor. If I wanted a motherfucker to die, I would be jailed. Like, I just go like that, you know, like. Or if you're even just a lord or a royal, you just had like, you were able to have not only subjects, but people that weren't counted as an equal. You would just like make him disappear.
Yeah. Okay. So back to these pedophiles. Like, do you not think it like undermines like a little bit of the LGBT community if they get them involved?
What?
Bless me. They're apparently part of the LGBT plus.
Wait.
They wanted to be a part of this. They wanted to be a part of it.
Wait, the what would you call him?
There is a word for him. There is a word for him.
No, docile means
docile.
Docile. What is that? That means someone
like,
that's
like they're not doing anything yet.
Yeah. So that's what I was thinking. So he's a docile.
I can't remember
pedophile.
their name. I can't remember
docile
their name.
pedophile. That rhymes as well. That makes sense.
He's a DP.
He's a DP. Deputy principal. He's a DP and he's a docile pedophile. That'd be a good show idea.
Yeah,
because he's surrounded by kids.
DP. No, DP.
Daniel Cormier, the DP.
DP on Duty is the name of the show.
DP on Duty.
It can be an animated cartoon series because there's not enough of them now. Like, and it's about a pedophile.
Docile pedophile DP.
Yeah,
that'll be the show. Docile pedophile DP.
Pedophiles.
Shit, write that down, son. That's a fucking genius idea. If someone
act.
could allow me to make that, that's actually a very good idea.
Virtuous pedophiles is an internet-based...
Virtuous.
Virtuous pedophiles.
Oh my god.
Virtuous pedophiles is an internet-based mutual support group for pedophiles.
I'm going to just call them docile pedophile.
There is a mutual support group for pedophiles to acknowledge having sexual interest in children and do not act on their attraction. Members support each other in trying to lead normal lives without committing child sexual abuse.
You almost got to kind of respect that. Johnny, I'm going to say you got to almost respect that. Not only are they able to like uphold that kind of uphold their actions in some sense, like not go through with the things that they might come to mind. But what I have to respect them even more for is like being open about it.
Yeah, okay.
Because like I bet you, way more of those pedophiles, they're just that might still be doing what they are, being virtuous.
But they don't want the beef.
But they're just like, why am I?
Why
am I letting? Maybe they have like fucking wife, kids, their own. Like, why would they fucking?
Okay, so this is what leads me into.
So I got to give him more respect. Imagine being like coming to a party and be like, "Hey, I'm Greg. I'm actually a docile pedophile."
Yeah, you wouldn't get away with it.
So virtuous pedophile.
This leads me into what, like, so okay, do you believe then you're attracted to whatever, like, what you're attracted to is there from birth?
Well, that's sort of what they say, but I don't think that's true. Because, the reason I don't think it's true you're attracted to, I think your environment changes things for sure.
But you're not born gay.
No, but
you're not born straight. You're not born straight.
No, neither. Yeah, you're born somewhere on that spectrum, and then you're also born. Like, let's say.
No, I don't think you're born on the spectrum at all.
No. Just listen, motherfucker.
You just said that. I just disagree. That's all.
Yeah, but this is how I see it, right? It's like you are born on some sort of spectrum, but let's say the spectrum is more of like it's more hilly. Think about it as more of like a graph.
Yeah.
Right? And on this hill that you're born on is what you're just born on, and then every other little hill is your predispositions. So if you go more towards this, if you're going more towards the straight part, maybe it's lower, so you're less of a chance to be straight, but it's higher of a peak towards the homosexuality, so you're going that way. Like, as your environment pushes you that way, you actually have more chance of becoming homosexual because that's the way you were just wired. Yeah. While if you're more predisposed to be... because I think it has a lot to do with like your feminine and your masculine traits. And I think everyone has their feminine and masculine traits, but it's if you have a lot more of the feminine traits, you are probably just more predisposed to be down that sexual spectrum. Like that's what and then obviously your environment, like if let's say just really depends what you're surrounded by, or sometimes even what you lack. I think some people will develop it based on what's around them, and some people will develop their sexuality based on what they're lacking.
Yeah. You know, I think it can go both ways, but that's both environmental. Yeah.
But I still think you're born with predispositions.
Okay, so you think
I don't think, like, so people say there is a gay gene. I don't specifically think there's a gay gene, but I don't like...
So then how does then someone become a pedophile?
They're predisposed to like people that are more youthful and younger, and as time passes by, they start losing attraction for whatever an adult may look like because they feel like, oh, maybe they're imperfect or it could be something to do with purity. People usually like when they explain Hitler.
But then how do you commend that?
Commend what?
Like, how do you say well done for coming out about it? Because you've not had a good path to get to where you are.
No, I'm commending them for coming out just because I think that's brave coming out like that, especially with something that the whole of society is like kind of like, even if you are a docile, like imagine me going, oh yeah, I'm 100% a sociopath serial killer.
Yeah.
But I promise guys I won't do it, but everyone will be still scared of me because they're like, well, what if like one day you have a bad day?
First, you wouldn't be though. You wouldn't be.
What?
You wouldn't be that killer. Because I don't think there's any serial killers out there that aren't, like, they wouldn't tell people.
No, there's plenty of them that actually go out of the way to leave hints and brag about it.
Yeah, but that's not telling people.
Yes, it is.
That's just wanting attention.
Yeah, but you're still telling people I'm a fucking serial killer.
But that's not though. That's different to you coming out saying, "Hey guys, I killed 3 people."
Yeah.
They wouldn't do that.
But those pedophiles I didn't go, fuck those 3 kids, but now I'm a docile pedophile.
Yeah, okay. They also, a psychopath wouldn't come out and say, hey, I'm actually...
You would be surprised.
No, a psychopath wouldn't do that because he's not a psychopath anymore. No, it's not a psychopathic tendency.
That is more of a psychopathic tendency, coming out about something like that without any care.
No, it's not. No,
it is because you're not reading the situation.
No, because psychopaths are generally quite intelligent and they read.
They are, but not always the truth. So
No,
there's plenty of psychopaths that just really stupid and just became killers because like, I don't know.
And then they definitely wouldn't
instincts.
tell people.
They follow their
They
instincts.
like, I don't believe you can be in. You can.
I think you can.
I don't think you're really even born with predispositions. I think you're just born.
I think
You're
you
just
are.
born like a plane.
You don't think you're born with traits? Look at your physical traits.
Yeah. What? So I'm born with.
You
a
think
gene-
your brain's not some
I'm
sort of
born with
muscle?
I'm born with a genetic potential,
Yeah, and that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. That's your predisposition.
and my brain's probably got a genetic potential.
That's what I'm saying is your predisposition.
That's got nothing to do with what I think, though.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't. It
Yes,
just has a
it does.
potential.
Yes,
No.
it does.
So
What-
okay. So
even your physical
no,
traits.
because your thoughts come from
Your
okay,
physical traits.
So you think people could be born racist then?
No, they can be.
Well, that's a trait.
No, they can be more predisposed to be racist. Do you
Yeah,
understand?
yeah.
And
That's
we're not
that's
just talking
that's
about-
being
you can't-
predisposed. That's being predisposed though. That's not you being. Every baby is a blank fucking piece of
Right,
paper.
but that baby, like you're really just turning this into something so stupid for me because you're talking about such intricate, fucking specific things like
No, you're
the
saying-
trait of being a pedophile, the trait of
No,
being,
no, no.
I'm saying
You're saying that. Okay, no. You're saying that. I just believe that there's no way you're born this. You are everything you are is from your however many years on this planet. You're
born
Your
with
genetic.
so
You've got
much-
genetic potential, and you got your athletic potential. That's about it. How far you can go.
But that's still your fucking predisposition. That's just the main core ones,
Mm-hmm.
and every other predisposition comes out of those core ones. So, for example, I'll give you this. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you this. How can you judge someone that's more predisposed for a sport? Are you going to believe that it's going to be that kid that came out from that family that they're all skinny and none of them done sports in their lives?
Yeah.
He's going to be born with genetics that are more predisposed, even though they're just physical, they're more predisposed for
Yeah, that's
athletics.
just his
He's
genetics.
going to be more of an athletic kid, so he's going to enjoy it more. So that's going to change his mentality to be more of a sporty person because he's already been physically predisposed to that. His emotions, you're born with some sort of predisposed emotions as well. Some people are more sensitive than others. Yes, over time you can become less or more sensitive as well. But some babies are just born. They're born in. Some babies just cry more than others. Why? You don't know. Predisposition.
Yeah, but I don't think crying more shows anything.
It's sensitivity. It's sensitivity to the outer world,
But that could be pain tolerance.
and that's a predisposition.
Yeah, but that's all. That's what I said though. Is all genetics. That's got nothing
And
to do
that's
with
what
your
I've been
thoughts and
saying.
your ideas.
Yes, it does because those things affect your thoughts and ideas. The chemicals inside your fucking head mix with you, and they are the ones that dictate which door of thought you go through.
But that happens when you're alive.
Yes.
That's not when you're born then.
Yes, it is because it's.
I get what you mean. So, say for an example, I
You're
get what
still
you,
perceiving.
I get what
Some babies will cry and perceive things as scary. Some babies won't because some babies were born with a different predisposition. You can't. I don't know why you're
I don't
denying
think- I don't-
predispositions
I don't
when they're
think-
legitimately scientific.
Well,
bro.
yeah, no, but you're saying
legitimately
no,
going
I'm agreeing
against
with you,
something
but it's all genetic. You're only saying genetic
I'm
things.
not.
I don't
You
think.
don't even
I don't think if you
listen.
put a baby. I don't think if you put two babies in front of each other, two newborn babies, and you show them a scary thing on the TV. I don't think anything within them, in terms of their thoughts and what they perceive as scary and what they perceive as anything, will change their thoughts. It will all be genetic.
Okay. I didn't even need to go to this point, but I'm going to go to this point.
Yeah, go to it.
What about your instincts? What about your internal instincts? What is that then? What the fuck is that? Why do you duck when there's bears? Why is there things that they
Because
still
I've learned
perceive-
about birds.
No, they say that naturally actually happens to you.
you mean
like
you-
shit
your
that
hu- your human- your
as a
human
human
instinct.
through
Yeah, yeah.
the trials of ancestors. What the fuck is that then?
Yeah.
What is that then?
That okay? You know that's probably your best point in it, but like it's not. I don't think that I don't think that has anything.
That's
Again,
a predisposition.
that's still
that's
not.
a mental predisposition.
That's still not your. That's still not
100%.
your thoughts and ideas. Nothing of that is your thoughts or
Right.
ideas. That's your That's your genetic. That's how us as humans.
Right.
Same way as we
But
naturally.
what
know,
I'm trying
same
to
way as we know naturally what fucking
I'm
is.
trying to say this
Yeah,
whole time is those things are also the predispositions for your thoughts and emotions.
So they can affect them, is what you're saying. So your natural ability, your natural instinct to duck changes your thoughts and
No,
ideas
your
as your
natural
lifetime.
instincts in general that you're born with
Mm-hmm.
will affect where you go. Your environment, it's 50-50 is what I've been trying to say this
No
whole
one near
time.
50-50.
Yeah, I'd say
it's like 999%, not like 99.999% environment.
And
point
you're
like,
legitimately crazy to think that, and that's fair.
So you think 50% of your life is because of how you were born?
Of your genetics.
No, that's a load of bullshit.
No, what you're predisposed to be more like.
Well, okay. So what happened then if a rich person came and swooped you up from Serbia as a kid and came and put you in a mansion? You'd be in the same position you are now? You'd have the same thoughts, same ideas? No, you wouldn't.
I'd still... Dude,
it'd still be 50-50? 50% of your personality still be out?
This is why I can't argue with you, because you go based off of shit that you've read. I've read legitimate, like, university articles and tests and studies on human minds and all this other bullshit.
Yeah.
And you're arguing with me about science, which is so amazing, because, like, usually you're the one that's in so much support of science and is so against all this other spiritual shit. And right now, you're arguing against something so simple and something so, like... constantly portrayed within science and science articles and constantly talked about.
Where?
You know how many people I've heard mention predispositions? Like natural one borns, like traits. Why do they call them fucking traits then? Why do they call them fucking traits?
Character traits. Everyone has traits. But you would have a different trait if you had a different childhood.
But you were also born with some traits.
What? So like hair color, genetics. Your genetics.
You think there's like some things that you're just not natural. Like when I say, okay, what dictates half of your fucking thoughts? What dictates half of your thoughts? Your fucking emotions, right? Yeah. Your emotions will sway you to think of something. What are your emotions controlled by? Chemicals inside your fucking body. Some people have chemical deficiencies, correct? Mm-hmm. Correct. Boom! Thoughts right there, motherfucker.
Yeah, okay. But you can deal with them.
Okay.
So some people born with medical deficiencies, yes.
But what was I saying? These predispositions don't fucking lock you in. I said it's all a graph and there's some highs and downs and lows.
Yeah, I agree. So I agreed with that. I said to you.
Well, what do you
that does affect? I see how that can affect things. I see how that can affect things very slightly though. Like it's 99.9% like you.
It's
how
not,
your childhood.
Okay, let's
your childhood
let's
is all of it.
Okay, let's meet halfway. 70-30.
No way.
How can you think it's such a low percent when you're put into this fucking vessel?
So because if I were to say, for an example, I were to enslave my child and make him do one thing into his entire life, he'd be fucking good at it.
If you're born a woman,
yeah,
you're born a woman, I bet you'd be different than you are now.
Yeah, no shit. You have different. Yeah, I know you would. I know I would. But I'd have a different childhood. I wouldn't play sport. I wouldn't.
Why wouldn't you?
Because my parents.
But even let's say
let's say you had the
exact same upbringing. Let's say you had the exact same upbringing.
People would have treated me differently because I would have been female.
Okay, no, but let's
I would have different relations with people growing up my entire life through school.
Cool. Let's say you had the exact same, just the opposite of it, but like the exact same basically. Just
then I'd be an incredibly similar human being.
Yes, but you still be slightly different.
No shit. I accepted that. I accepted that because I agreed that is different. But I don't. Okay.
You wouldn't be 1% motherfucking different. Okay. You'd at least be 10 to 20% different.
If so, okay.
And that difference is what fucking makes.
If I had every single life decision go the exact same way.
Yes.
But
let's replace every guy or every girl or every guy with the opposite.
The only differences I can see in my brain would be from my physical differences and my.
You could still be a really fit fitness chick that's really good.
I wouldn't be as good at football. I wouldn't be as good at sport. People will look at me differently.
You'd be at this. What? Okay. Let's say you were as good at the sport in the women's league.
People would still treat me differently.
But let's say you were surrounded by. Let's say
I'd have
you never played in a guy's. I know, but let's say it all went the same. Let's just say.
Then I'd be.
Because you want to be so.
Then also I've got like a vagina to deal with instead of a dick.
Okay.
That's good. So what? How am I supposed to replace my feelings with my dick?
No, but that's what I'm trying to tell you. Is
so I've had sex with like the same amount of people. Because I'm saying as a human being,
okay, if you're already thinking how much a vagina can make a difference, how much can you being born with a fucking shorter leg mean?
Quite a lot. That's genetics, like I said.
Boom!
I agree, genetics is what makes the difference. I'm saying
but that makes a huge difference.
If I had every single conversation, every single friend, every single interaction in my entire life, but I was a woman, I'd be marginally different. I don't think if my thoughts and ideas, exact same. My thoughts and ideas How I think about the world,
dude. But
how I see the world, how I perceive the world, my thoughts on everything,
the
exact same.
How can you think it's only 1% when, for example, something like a neurological disease for one person might actually end up affecting more than 90% of their life? So you can't be right in that then.
What? That's not the same though.
How is it not the same?
So if I was born with a neurological disease,
correct. You said it's genetic. Whatever.
That's part of my genetics, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But that would affect your life your whole life is affected by mostly that.
Then again, I will go back to the point and say, yes, genetics will change my fucking life if my genetics were different.
But all I'm trying to say is it's 100% more than 1%.
But if I had all this, like I said, if I had the exact same conversations with the exact same people in the exact same times, for the last 23 years of my life,
would be similar.
I'd be the exact.
Not alike.
All my ideas, all my thoughts would be the exact same as they are now. I'd come to the same perceptions as I did right now. If I had the exact same thoughts and the exact same teachers and the exact same
person.
No, I wouldn't.
You'd be different.
No, I wouldn't. If all my genetics, everything is the same, but I'm just a woman, and if you somehow replace the feelings of my vagina.
There's been tests on
identical
twins where they take them apart. At birth, and they end up having similarities in the end when they come back 20, 30 years later.
Okay.
Didn't fucking know each other. Had nothing to do with each other.
You can have
had so many similar traits.
I know twins that are opposites.
Cool. But maybe
they grow up together.
They grew up together. They didn't want to be like each other. The other twins that were far apart ended up being more themselves because there was no one around, and so boom, they picked up those traits.
Yeah, but that's not unlikely. To be a similar type of person, to have similar traits to someone.
Yeah, but that's what I'm trying to tell you is there's so much predisposition. Like there's so much predisposition that determines what choices you even fucking make, dude.
I know, but like I said, that's because of the way people treat people. That's part of life. That's not. I don't believe that is put into your
The way you react to things is what dictates how your personality is. Correct?
You react to things because of the way you've
because you can one day wake up and be like, I've had enough of reacting this way. I'm gonna react this different way.
Why would I make that decision?
Huh?
Why would I make that decision?
Because you saw a random video.
Yeah, so I've seen something.
Right.
So my perception's changed.
Right.
My thoughts.
No, you just saw an idea.
It's not. Yeah, I've made the idea.
Right.
No shit, I'm gonna change.
Yeah.
I've not disagreed with that at all. I know.
But I'm just saying, you could be just a person that's more anxious because you're chemical imbalance that you were fucking born with.
Yes,
that's why I'm saying
those
genetics will affect you.
I know
even though you change.
I said genetics change you no matter what.
But how is it only 1%, motherfucker? That's what
I said genetics change you at all. I said if I was a woman, I'd be a completely different person because I'd have a vagina. I said that. I'm saying if your thoughts and ideas are perceived pretty much entirely off of what you've taught and how you've perceived them because of how you've grown up.
Yeah.
And that's what my point was with someone that is homosexual, gay, whatever, straight, whatever. Okay. It's because how you perceive things, how you've taken the information in, and how then you put in. If I was put into a woman's body, of course shit would be so much different. Like I said, I'd be treated different from the age 1 through 10. I'd be treated so much differently. I'd have so much more attention or less attention or whatever. That it would be different. No shit, it would be different. But that's because of the interactions around the community, not because of me. If I was taught the exact same things, the exact same way, I'd have the same thoughts.
Okay, fair enough.
I never once said that genetics wouldn't play a part. I know they would.
Yeah.
No shit, they would. I'm saying your thoughts and ideas will always be similar.
Okay. Fair enough.
And I think that would and I think 99% of your thoughts and ideas will remain the same.
Okay.
Because that's I don't think that's hard to believe.
No, it's not. It's fine.
There you go. Thank you.
Moving on. I watched this new show, right, on Netflix called Singles Inferno.
I've seen the trailer for it.
Right.
It's like one of the new.
Let me start, bro.
Yeah. What's the premise of the show first?
So let me start. Right. So the premise of the show, guys, is they're getting like a few girls, a few guys on this deserted island, similar to most other shows that are going on right now. But what happens is they're placed on this island. In order for them to stay there, they have to sort of survive, which means they're given food each day and they have to cook their own food and make this whole walk to get their own water and stuff, and they don't have they're limited on this island.
Yeah.
And
There's challenges in there.
Yeah, and this island's called Inferno. Not that many challenges, to be honest. They're mostly just chilling and doing shit. But they have to choose people. So the challenges are more so like write a letter of someone that you were interested in today, and like that was the first episode, or whatever. I don't want to.
That's a hard challenge. That's a hard.
No, but I don't want to say any more. But basically,
you've got a literate fella struggling with that one.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Basically, what happens is if they match somehow, like depending on that day which challenge they do, if they match or if they win a challenge and they get to choose the girl or guy they want to go with, they go to this place called Paradise, which is just this nice hotel room, and you can order as much, you can drink. And the other rule is, the main rule of the place is, when you come into the place, you can't talk about your age or your profession. Everything else is open, but you can't talk about anything else.
Okay.
Like you can't open up about that stuff because they're like, you know.
Do we know? Do the like?
No, you don't know until when you go to that place, when you go to the leisurely place, the hotel.
Yeah.
That's when you're allowed to talk with the other person about everything, but you can't bring that information back to anyone else.
Okay.
When you come back to the island.
Okay.
So, I start watching, right? And this was what the first thing that was so intriguing to me. There was a few things. First one, when they all came in, they were all so polite, and so, maybe just, it looked awkward to me, but maybe that's just their culture.
Yeah.
But they were like, hello.
Wait, is this Asian?
It's Korean.
Yeah, Korean. Yeah.
They come in, they're like, hello,
And it's all dubbed, isn't it? It's like all... It's all
well, you can get it dubbed, but I watched it in Korean with subtitles because I prefer to hear their voices.
Yeah.
So they all come in, blah, blah, blah. And when they're all coming in and just sitting there, they're like not really talking much. And they're just kind of like, it feels it feels like it's awkward. And like, they're all like limited conversations like, oh, it's hot, isn't it? And they're like, yeah, haha. And it's like, I don't know. It's I found that so funny because in all those other shows, like the Western shows of those versions, a guy would just come in with big fucking, oh yeah, wait, your welfare, I fucking smash you, yeah. I fucking have ya.
You got the girl, you're
so gorgeous, fucking yeah, oh, you're so fat, yeah, he's so fat, yeah, oh, look at his body, yeah,
it's so hot, oh my god.
Oh I wanted to get with her straight away. I wanted a snog from her.
I saw that.
Do you reckon I could get a snog in at least on the first day? But
a bit of touchy-feely.
And it's like the opposite spectrum. It's so like polite, so respectful. And what I realized was, I was like, why are they like that? And then first time one of them went to the hotel, right? I realized what it was, motherfucker. They're sitting there and then she goes, should we talk casually now? He goes, yeah, sure, let's talk casually. And then they start talking asking normal questions and stuff. So they have a rule, I'm guessing, in their culture, which I don't know about. I'm sorry, I'm not that. But it's really interesting. I really respect it. So very polite. So usually they talk with honorifics. So they're being very respectful when they're talking to you. They're not just using your name. If they use your name, they'll be like sir something or man. I don't know what it is, the equivalent in their language, but it's never casual, the conversation. You're having almost like a business conversation. And then when they ask if they can be casual or let's be casual, so you basically have to ask.
That's pretty common.
There's a border.
That's normally quite common in most even just European countries. Is you speak formally until you've got a bond. I know in Asia I know in Asia it goes a step further.
I understand there is that. There's that respect level.
No, but they go. Normally. I think they do go a step further with it because
it's for everyone.
But that's because I remember my old boss talking to me about this, and because he's obsessed with Japan. And he went there and he said every conversation you have is always like that. And then once you get on the cat, it's kind of like this. Yeah. Well, so it could be the same. It might be the same. It might be.
No, because I've seen in other cultures where yes, there is that level of respect and be like sir, ma'am, and you won't say talk casually and ask casual questions. But the thing that was interesting to me was each of them did the same thing. You actually have to forward that question. It's not just a feely touch kind of thing in Western cultures where you'd start talking casual with the boss when the boss starts saying something casual to you. Yeah, mate, just fucking shag the missus real good this weekend, eh? Yeah.
Well, yes.
And that's when you start talking casual. But with them, it's you legitimately have to be can we talk casual now, Jack?
Yeah.
And then I'm okay, and then I ask a question. That was very interesting. And then the other thing was, which I had heard before, which was also a standard back in Britain in the olden days, was fair skin. They still have that. Like they like most of the guys like and even the girls really like were like wow like most of the compliments that were thrown out were usually like wow she's so fair skinned.
Yeah.
Oh, he's so fair skinned.
Yeah, black people don't do well in Asia, man.
Yeah,
they struggle to.
And then I heard I looked into it a little more and I heard people actually like bleach their skin and shit. That's great. Like no disrespect or anything. Like it was
seems
just
a bit
culture.
seems a
It
bit
was
wild.
a culture shock.
Bit wild though.
It was a culture shock.
Bit wild.
And bro, I'm 6 fucking episodes in. 6 episodes in. Each episode's an hour long.
Yeah.
I have not seen one kiss.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I don't think I've seen a hug. I've
Yeah.
seen this. I've seen, can I hold your hand? Sure. And then they go like this. And then they're sitting with each other talking like this.
And do you think that's like the
That was
in
in episode fucking 5 or 6.
Is that part of like that? Is that or is that just?
I
like
don't know. But what I was just finding crazy was just those differences. Because like in the other shows, like by day 1, some guy's already like fucking hooking up with some bitch or some bitch getting fucked already. With them, it's like there's so much respect that it's like. I think partly because they seem to be a lot more respectful in terms of like that shouldn't be on TV. Like we shouldn't be fucking and sucking on TV like that.
No sucking and fucking on TV.
And the other interesting thing that I really liked was they had these 4 like people on the couch. They're like the commentator announcers, and they'd come into the show. And I found it a very interesting dynamic, like for the show. Like you know how in the Western shows they have just someone talk over.
Yeah, the English.
Well, in this one, they'd go back to like view the screen of the announcers and like with the live audience, and the announcer would be making funny jokes, and it was really good. Like it was very. It was almost needed feedback for like what it was like. The announcers would be like, "Who do you think?" And they'd be like making funny jokes and be like, "Ha ha ha! Sam Moon was so funny in this moment." Like, and the other thing was look, I didn't remember one name. I remember Say Moon or something because that guy got rejected. Oh, I don't want to, Spoiler alert: that man's got rejected so many times. So I heard his name a lot, but
Say Moon. Like what was his start? What was he?
At first, he was actually very popular because he was the guy that took initiative the first day and cooked and worked really hard. And a few girls were attracted to him, but like he just got obsessed with this one girl and she just kept fucking him off. And then all the other girls sort of kind of backed off of him as well because they were like, he's a bit like obsessed with this one girl. And he kept saying, "Oh no, there's no other girl here for me than her. Like there's no."
That's
no
okay.
He didn't even have her, and it was just. But no, it's a really good show, guys. Watch it. It's really interesting and it's cool. It's like it was a culture shock for me because like I sort of understand somewhat of the Japanese culture because I've been following along for years.
I don't know it at all.
The Koreans are quite different, but very cool. And I really like the show. I like the setup of those like commentators also being seen, and you can see their reactions and them making jokes between each other. So I just thought that was interesting.
I think like it's like I'd be interested to find out about like how Asian like relationships like work. Because like I don't know. Like because like you were saying, is it that formal? Like how do you go about?
How do you transfer that
someone?
into English? And because like would you know what I was thinking? The first thing that came to my mind was once you start speaking English, it's almost like that respect level is lost in some sense, and you're like you can still be like sir and ma'am, but I don't think there's that level of we have this when you speak with people that are older than you. We have this when you speak with this, and then we have to speak when.
That's casual. What I mean. That's why English is such a weird language like that. English is a weird language like that because like that's what I mean by like when I meant like the Europeans even have it. It's like they have words that you mix that you spoke like the formal. Like, you have formal greetings, then you have like then you just have your hellos that you'd say to your mate.
There's an expectation of politeness where like thank you and like forgive me and excuse me, you know?
Yeah. No.
But
like,
with them, they have
also
more
like
situational.
in French, there's like multiple ways you can say hello. But you expect to say it the formal way when you first meet someone for the first time. Right. But if you're good friends with someone, you say salut. And it's just like you know. So it depends on your relationship status. Whereas English, you're right. There's nothing like that. There's no like I say hi. Well, I guess like hello. You wouldn't probably say what's up.
Or in Japanese, like how they say someone's name and then senpai because they're older than them.
That's what I'm saying. You wouldn't normally say like for your first interaction with someone, you probably wouldn't say what's up unless it was like a really casual meeting. Yeah. So like you wouldn't go up to like a boss. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like exactly. So it's like, I guess there is sort of that thing, but there's no like formal sit down and being like, that's what is interesting to me. Like, how do Asian people in that case, because I don't know.
I swear I'd be the worst person in all of those polite, respectful settings.
I'm
just too casual. I mean, I'm too blunt as well. Way too blunt. Way too blunt.
I wouldn't be able to like translate who I am across to that.
No.
Like, I wouldn't be able to like.
And like I said, I think it's lost once you transfer the language. Like once you're speaking in the language, that sort of level of that structure of the way you should speak and that level of respect is lost. Because like now it's like we're just speaking English casually. You know, like
and like it's hard, right? I want to go to Asia for that reason, I guess,
it's interesting.
and like understand. Like I do wonder just like how like black people get along in Asia. Like what's the
Well, I've heard two different things. From some Asians I've heard, like they're like it's like wow, because usually black people from not all of them, but like from some specific countries are quite tall. So to them it's like wow, their skin is different and they're really tall compared to all of us. But then there's also just like obviously normal stuff. But like to them, I think there's some people that see it as like, oh wow, like I seen one time when like basketball players went to Japan, all the Japanese people are like, wow, taking photos like so surprised and being respectful still. But from some people I've heard, nah, they're treated like shit, da da da. So I don't really know.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a clue. I wouldn't have a clue. Yeah, I know like like you said, like whiteness is like weirdly seen better there.
Yeah,
like fairness.
Well, do you know what it is? Fairness, and I think I'm not fully correct, but from what I've heard, I think it goes back to just the fact that the people that were peasants and they were well off worked on farms, were under the sun constantly, right?
Yeah.
While the people with fair skin were protected from the sun by being in their castles and whatever you know, the lords and the rich, and the fairer the skin, the more like wow, she's so pure,
more
purity.
Which is weird.
Which is weird because that's changed where it's like now you like tan more because
that's
it's
just
like
the Western world.
Yeah,
because you probably back in the day we probably were the same. We were
the British definitely were. Yeah. That's why so many of their clothes would cover so many
like brown gal back in the Victorian days.
Now it's all that.
Now brown gal are going to get along well with.
Now they're at the top of the fucking.
Now that's what everyone wants.
Yeah,
that's what we're all going to become.
That's like and that's how funny the world works. It's it's a slingshot. It always is. Even like with bad and good. Like you know, right after World War II is when so much like good things, not in terms of culture and not culture, but I guess culture because a lot of cultures died out or like shit happened. But after World War II, it seemed that there was a technological lunge, which was kind of like the payoff of what it was. Or for example, like I think it was in I can't remember which period of time. It might have been the Renaissance or after the Renaissance. No, it was I think it was probably the late 19th century or the late 20th century possibly, when religion died. You know, the importance and the importance in like kind of God being the figure for everything. The main thing kind of died out as more people became revolutionaries and thought like, because most of those revolutionaries were atheists, right?
Yeah.
Not all of them, but a lot of them, right? Because they felt like the higher class and the monarchy or the rich lords, the bourgeoisie felt the poor people felt like they were using religion to oppress the poor people. Yeah. So poor people were like, well, fuck you and your religion. And so there was a time when God had died, in some sense. God died. And I feel like when that happened, we repaid for it through death tolls, through everything, because people lost... Once God in their minds died, the values that God brought along also died, which shouldn't happen. It's like, it's okay for you to not believe in God, but I think there's values you shouldn't throw away and be like, oh, that's what their God say. We should kill everyone. Fuck all these rules and all that.
Yeah, no, morals come from religion, in my opinion, which is like why it's so important.
Yeah. But that's why I think everything like slingshots, like it seems like, you know, like because we're getting so too technologically advanced, that's why I have a feeling that we're going to lose our humanity.
Yeah, that I mean, you become more robotic. Slingshot. It's more robotic.
Well, it's that slingshot. Because we're heading one way, eventually something bad's going to happen and sling us this way, and then we're going to go from being really technologically advanced to... And I think that's what happened with the previous civilization. I think they got so close that eventually something crashed, and then
They do say that apparently the end is all, apparently they've claimed that when that happens, the end is generally where people start feeling weird, weird about themselves, or like start changing like about themselves, and it's like the genetics about them. So when people start changing, that is when the world was very close to flipping.
Well, it's happening.
That's why people go on a bit.
And do you know what you could even say to support that claim is there is a vague and like a vague depression, like an undertone of a depression. You know what I mean? Not just economically, but just humans, like everyone's more anxious.
Even though the world's at its best, technically, like in terms of like purity, there's still that kind of
there's some sort of angst and sinister underlining. It feels.
But I think
I think that's just unnatural. People's human guts. That's why I think more people. Obviously, the phones and all this other shit that's feeding your dopamine is causing your gut to fuck with you as well. But I think in general, just a feeling of like, oh my god, like. That's what's getting to our guts, and everyone feels that. Everyone feels that overbearing feeling of like, are we going too far? Are we going too fast?
Yeah. People don't know what there's it's an angst, I guess, which I think is for everyone. I've got another off my chest thing for it that I wanted to.
Oh right. I think after that we'll go to some of the selection.
We got. We'll
let this bitch ring off.
100%. All right. So this one is called boyfriend moaning another girl's name during sex. Last night we had sex and he started moaning, Maria. Oh my god, Maria. Oh. That's not my name, so I started feeling uncomfortable. Afterwards, I asked who Maria was and he wouldn't respond. I nagged him for the answer throughout the day and he said he was referring to Mariah Carey, which is a singer. I looked her up and yup, she has big boobs and she's hot. I don't know how to feel. On one hand, I know it's common for people to have a celebrity crushes, but when it also carries over to the bedroom, it just doesn't feel right. Don't be moaning another woman's name when we're having sex.
It's kind of
humanizing to me. Am I overreacting?
I think she's not, because I feel like if someone comes up to me and goes, if my girlfriend goes, oh, I love fucking Leonardo DiCaprio, he's so sexy, he's my celebrity crush, I'd love to fuck him.
That one also, before we do...
You
continue,
take it.
No, wait, before you continue, because I'll continue that. Leonardo DiCaprio is the most overrated man in the world in terms of his looks.
Oh, but now he is, because he's aged...
No. Do you know Leo... Yeah, when he was like really young, yeah, he was, but like at the same... He got to a point, even when people were saying he's like gorgeous and shit, no, he's just successful and really talented.
Yeah.
And like...
Well, that's what makes him gorgeous.
No, but that's bullshit.
That enigma.
No, but that's bullshit. He's not attractive. He's just talented, which is fine. It's fine to like.
But he's not ugly. No. He's still attractive.
Now I can physically say there are like the average man is more attractive. Anyway, continue.
Okay. I just hate that you're hating on Leonardo DiCaprio.
I like him. No, I'm saying I like the fact that he's talented. Yeah. I'm saying his talent.
I just don't.
Which is even better. That's a better reason.
He's as ugly as you've made him seem. But
nowadays,
I get what you're saying, that people like overestimate his looks now, even though he's gotten old and kind of...
No, people have for the last like 10 years, I reckon. Okay. 10, 15.
Well, what was that saying? What were you talking about before?
You were about to say Leo DiCaprio regarding if your girlfriend said Leo DiCaprio.
Right. If she said that, fuck it, man. Honestly, it is what it is. But if we're having sex, something that's intimate, and you're saying his name, yeah.
Oh, intimate sex? Like, if it's not just fucking, first of all. If it's
but even if it's fucking...
No, but I mean, it's worse if you're like actually like, you know...
If me and you were both dressed up and we're meant to fuck, and I wanted you to dress up like Jennifer Lawrence from The Hunger Games, and I'm saying Jennifer, okay, come on.
Yeah, if it was arranged, fine. Like, if you're going for that kind of thing,
but see, that's why I'm saying it's all... Because, like... Look,
if he had come to her beforehand,
this is gonna sound
if
really
he had come
bad,
to her beforehand and said, "Hey, I'm really into Mariah Carey right now, and like, you know, I'm feeling this."
But just
even that, I
you don't
understand
have to scream out her name. Just think about it while you're fucking her. Like, I feel like in a relationship, and this is gonna sound terrible. I feel like in a relationship, or some people perceive it as terrible. Yeah. There are times when it's not lying. It's not lying. It's just not exposing all of the truths. She doesn't need to know that you saw... It's like coming home and be like, hey, babe, I saw this really hot chick at work and I really wanted to bang her.
Yeah.
You don't have to tell her that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you didn't do anything. You just had an instinct or a thought that just came through. Just like with the killing thoughts. Like... You'd probably be like,
you don't need to tell everyone everything. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's not lying. So he could have been obsessed with Mariah Carey and just been like, fucking his girlfriend and just be like,
Yeah.
You know, like, he didn't have to scream it out. So I don't think she's overreacting.
I agree. I don't think she's
situationally. If it was a different situation where she's getting angry because he's just saying it like once and they're just watching, like they just see a Mariah Carey video, fucking like, you can't be angry. Or
if they just finished watching like a performance from her or some shit.
Right.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah.
But let's say the only thing that would make that different is if that situation kept occurring, where he mentioned Mariah Carey every second day or day,
or no, like,
and he'd watch her videos and be like, "Fuck, I want to fuck her."
Or every time they watch something, they have sex afterwards, and he says whoever it is on TV.
Yeah.
I'd be starting to question,
because that's repetition.
Yeah,
and that's when things get like a little iffy, you know.
Yeah, no, I get what you mean.
So to him, keep it to your fucking self. Like, just keep it to yourself.
At the same time, though, if I'm thinking that, right, and like if it's a constant thing, where I'm having to think of other people, I've got to be thinking about what I'm doing. Like, am I really like enjoying the sex I'm having with the person I'm having it with, if I'm having to think about someone else? No.
Right.
And then I say something. I have to say something.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's actually a really weird thing in a relationship as well. Like, people don't think it's right for you to tell someone else to be better. If that makes sense. And I don't mean it in terms of like you come off and you get out, you're like, fucking shave your legs, you whore. I mean it in terms of like you know, you enjoy something, and it's just like, I want you to do like this because like
do this way.
Not all. They have a certain thing about their body that they really like, you know, and they're like, can you please like keep this because I love it and it's what makes me sexually attracted.
Yeah. That's fair. That's compromises, but like, no.
Like, because I say it all the time. If I become sexually unattracted to someone I'm seeing, it's over.
No, and that's where I think that's his compromise in that sense, is like, yeah, you can be attracted to Mariah Carey, but let's say it, don't call your girlfriend Mariah Carey. You know, like,
yeah, no, 100%.
Because it's like.
No, I'm more saying that.
It's like, imagine this. It's like, imagine this, right? As simple as this. Every time you go on a fucking family meeting, she says, "Oh, your brother's really cute," and she keeps saying every time she sees your brother.
Yeah.
Same kind of thing in some sense. It's like, all right, like, cool if my brother's cute, like, cool.
Yeah,
like,
just shut up.
You don't have to let me know every time.
Yeah. No, I get that. I'm on board with you. I'm also saying.
And when I say cute, I don't mean like he's a little kid. I mean like
if he
he's attractive.
If he is actually I'm more thinking he has to think about it. Like, if he's thinking other women are way more attractive than the one he's having sex with.
Yeah, but sometimes you're gonna be in a relationship where you're not as attracted to that person. That's fair.
Look, if I'm not, I want to. Like, I think you can always get attracted to someone.
No, but dude, come on. What are you gonna do when you're like 70?
Then but that's what I'm saying. That's when like you still find that, because when you're 70, you're not.
But the attraction changes. It's no longer physical. It's more intimate.
If I'm 35 and I'm still with this girl that I've been with for 5 years, say, but then I'm starting to see other 35-year-olds that I'm a similar age of, and I'm thinking, fuck, like them, I want them.
Yeah, but you're
I've got to be
always
thinking about that. I know. I'm not saying I don't. I'm not saying I'm not going to find other people attractive. I'm more saying if I've got an issue where I'm becoming sexually unattracted.
So
to you,
unattracted, yeah.
Like, I have to question that.
But what happens when you're with age?
No, I think personally, if you're in a relationship with them and I think things are good, you'll be fine. I think you'll grow with it. You'll have sex less, obviously, because things just happen.
But like, I mean, when you do have sex, you'll be more emotional.
That's what I mean.
Intimate.
Yeah. I think that's fine. That's what I'm more saying. I think he has to question why he's thinking that. Yeah. Because there has to be something going on there.
Yeah.
That's we'll end on that.
That was a good one.
Our Sunday selection.
My Sunday selection.
I don't know how to say this.
What I've listened to a lot this week.
Mine is "I Feel It" by Brian Sanon. It was a TikTok sound that I found, and then I really liked it, and then it was a really good song.
Okay, fair enough.
There you go.
Mine is just a classic. Kanye West, "Everything I Am."
All right, fair enough. Well, there's first episode of 2022.
Day.
Fucking triple twos. We'll see you next week.
See you next week, fiends.
See ya.
Peace.